A poor man Pekin is telling another poor man Pekin to shut up. That the hospitals they built, the doctors they trained and hired will kill them in Nigeria hospitals because they hate them. Only luck gone. Those criminals in that contraption, only luck budget. They don't even have to do much. They don't have to do much. You know, their victims are willing to tell you why what they have done is the best. You know, at least this one was once like this. So
I will give you an instance of the point I'm trying to buttress. You have Richie Sunak was in India. He was billed to meet Prime Minister Modi, but because that day was arranged for Modi to meet with Joe Biden, even though he made effort to meet the man, he could not. He had to meet him the next day. That's diplomatic protocol. And as far as we know, there was no plan for President Biden to meet with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the G20. So when they met, they shook hands. It was just the shaking of hands after they visited one of the Hindu sites or whatever. So there was no site. The point I'm trying to make is that the media machine of the president is projecting itself as awful and even worse than the previous administration. Because in the previous administration, they will give the information as it were, but they are not forceful in making the argument. In this one, they are forceful in the communication of misinformation, forceful in their misleading of the Nigerian people. And you often hear them say, we try as much as possible to be honest with Nigeria. It's not a big deal to meet this president, but don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Don't make it seem like photo ops and shaking of hands will amount to foreign investments as they are trying to project. By next week, when the president of Nigeria will meet President Biden based on protocol, that is when you can talk about sidelines. In fact, I told myself, if the G20 meeting and the Dubai, they try to make a whole caricature of our territorial integrity, by next week when they will meet with a lot of presidents, either in hallway, no specificity, there are no deliverables, and there are no timelines. So this is the point we are trying to say. Focus on insecurity in the country. Okay, look at the National Security Advisor. He's like an elder brother or uncle to me. National Security Advisor is in every meeting of this government, political meeting, meetings that have nothing to do with national security. I will give you an instance of the point I'm trying to buttress. You have Richie Sunak.
àwọn èèyàn kéèyàn, àwọn ẹranko ṣènìyàn ṣẹranko. That was a Buhala. Dani Bulaba last year before they drafted him in. And now he's now the team, he's part of the team that is lying to Nigerians, forcing lies into Nigerians, calling them names. Allahu Akbar. But they actually have their audience. Are you with me? I am seeing the Ronukus who are now calling El Rufaya a terrorist. The same El Rufaya they defended for 8 years. The same El Rufaya that was with Tifnumbu in Chatham House, Team Sheep, remember? Now, on that is part of opposition against Tifnumbu. Suddenly, they now come back to us and say, oh, he's a terrorist too. Aregbe Mugbobaba Kabiru ran Osun State aground. He was the first person to bankrupt a whole state in Nigeria. At a point, while other states were collecting 4 billion, 7 billion monthly allocation, Osun State, they collect 500 naira. And that one is just like, make account no go red. Like Osun was bankrupted. Why? Aregbe Mugbobaba Kabiru, with his own fraudulent policies, contract, and the rest, wrecked the whole state, started paying workers half salary. Yeah, because they were so broke. But guess what? Because Aregbe Mugbo delivered the Osun State to APC, he became a minister afterward. And of course, he was a progressive to these Ronukus, the Ronu Nazis. So the moment Aregbe Mugbo Baba Kabiru showed that he is not with Tifnumbu, now they are plotting to ban him in Yoruba land. He is now Omoale. He is enemy of Yoruba. Is this or that? The Ronukus, the worst of the worst, the dredge of the land, the sewage dwellers. We call them the voluntary slaves too, or the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the all risers. Bunch of never-do-wells. They did same to Pastor Ruga, Ikene Shatabantu, Agbowori Baba Oja. I'm talking about Oshimbade, the special advisor to Bokwari on burial arrangements, condolences visits, as well as a trader money or market money. They called him a betrayer. They printed posters in Abuja. They pasted posters in Abuja with his picture, and they called him a betrayer for going into the same, what do you call it, contest with Tifnumbu. Ronukus, the dredge of the land. Call them that. So when you now see Dani Bulaba and his likes all over the place, hitting their shit, scooping their own vomit, become so shameless. Well, that probably will give you the textbook definition of the mental disorder that has pervaded the land, where lunatics are now controlling the asylum. Just saying. So when you listen to these guys and you're like, oh, it's making sense, you are just the fool. You are the reason why he's still eating. You are the reason why he's been able to pay his, he's been able to possibly take care of his family. Your foolishness. That's what they are paying him for. For shame and moral, no, that's far from them. They don't like Nigeria. They never did. And many of us never really did like Nigeria. Many of us just haven't seen the opportunity to prove how much we are worse than these rogues. And why? A system has been created to allow us to be like that. No patriotism, nothing nationalistic about that contraption. Everybody's looking for the opportunity. Man, I just get my own time. So you condemning some of them today, you are just one step away from being the worst of their version, because you have a system that allows it. So where are you going to learn your own from to be different? Probably you'll be more hypocritical than others. And that is why you have seen that those you saw yesterday, those criminals you had yesterday, when you compare what they did to you, as disgusting as many of them were, right? You are looking at these current active criminals and you're like, oh my God. There was a time that stealing 100,000 naira was considered as more a death sentence. Then they started stealing millions, hundreds of it. Then they switched to billions. But now they are stealing millions in dollars, because they can't steal trillions. Okay, they can steal trillions, but that's a lot. So they would rather steal it in dollars. And you see somebody stealing $400 million, $500 million. They're taking loans left, right, and center. And all you have is just abandoned projects all over the place, substandard projects that keeps going and going, but never ends. Because they are just the avenue for milking the country. It is the same cycle. And it's not their fault. It is the system that created that. Those of you who haven't had the opportunity yet, you probably are thinking you could do better. No, you can't. You won't. That's why we are demanding that the entire system, the entire contraption should be broken down. Some said break it up. I said break it up. Save it to save lives. Simply means that you have to turn it off and restart it all over again. Right? Or else. Here is someone who just had the experience. They call it a street experience. You probably have had it or seen people who have experienced it before. They call it being smart, but it's criminal.
I bought an external hard drive recently in Benin City. Look at it. The product name is Samsung. So this hard drive, I got home, I put in some files into it. The next day, I checked the files, I couldn't see anyone. I was shocked. I put in other files again. In fact, within few minutes, I could no longer see the things I put in it. And it takes time to even accept those files. So I was curious. This is a new hard disk I just bought. What could be the problem? I started to troubleshoot. I said, okay, let me open it to see what may be wrong with it. So I was forced to open the hard disk. Let me open it for you. So I opened it and behold, look at what I am seeing inside. Can you see it? They just put iron there to make it to have weight. Then put something like a chip like flash drive in it. Look at what I bought as hard disk. And just look at it. I bought this in Benin City, Nigeria. Just imagine what I bought. So these are the kind of things we see in this industry. Well, I've since bought another one, so I'm turning this off.
You know, somehow you will say, oh, you should report it to the police. If something like that happens to you, right? That's pure scam. And then they say, go and report to the police. Others will be like, which police? Which one? Maybe these ones. Let's report to these ones.
Yes, give him the money back. Yes, stop. Shut. Give him that money back. Go and give him back. Commander. Give him the money back. Come, why did you collect money from him? Why did you take money from him? Did you buy anything from him? Did you buy anything from the driver? No. So why did you collect money from him? Why did you collect money from him? Shut up your mouth. Who is your commander? Go like this. Go like this. Why did you collect money from him? The other day, CP said Aboki went round warning the whole vehicles. The drivers, what is going on? Can't we do things right? Can't we do things right? Don't worry.
So now the people will go report to be that some people are carrying out a fast scheme or scam, and they should be rounded up when they are busy on the road collecting their own rubber. And you know something? You see that one that you just watched? It's just one. If you're traveling from Benin to Asaba to Onitsha, and you're going to the inner eastern part of Nigeria. So I'm going to stop at Onitsha. Between Benin and Onitsha, that's second Niger bridge. I've been at first Niger bridge. You will meet nothing less than 72 checkpoints, all doing the same thing. 100 naira, 500 naira. In a single day, they are extorting more than 20 million naira from commuters. And that's a lot of money. Yeah, that's over 600 million naira every month in one route, just one lane alone, just that axis. Think about other places. The other day, Abuja-Lokoja Expressway got blocked. I shared that with us, right? Abuja-Lokoja got blocked by truckers They were protesting a DPO, divisional police officer, in that axis, in Kogi or whatever, right? Who imposed 50,000 naira bride on every truck that drives through that axis. They mounted a roadblock there, collecting. Imagine, truck drivers, you have to pay 50,000, like you have to pay a toll to a police officer, a DPO. You know, it's all effed up, man. But may God no allow them to kill you. Sorry was the one who said that. I said, well, how many times would they tell you that Nigeria is not for you?
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you. 70 years old man.
May God not allow them, make them kill us. Have you now, when Nigerians talks and speaks about all of their woes, they wrap it up with, oh, now only God go help us. It's sort of like a defeatist statement. So, brethren, thank you very much for your time again this afternoon. That's the brunch time. There. I was going to take calls and I've waited for 90 minutes. I know some of you have started trying to call through and all that. I could seize the moment, get an early break, and also refreshed to come back later in the evening. So thanks for your time. Please, as you are signing out, right, like and share the broadcast. Subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you later. So good afternoon.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun Diary political. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá ayé ẹ̀sùn rájì aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o ayé ẹ̀sùn rájì òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú ayé ẹ̀sùn rájì ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì ayé ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ìmọ̀ àìṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ìmọ̀ àìṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì.